song's called The Great Depression. I wrote it about my great-grandparents growing up in Davis Creek, Kanawha County, West Virginia, during the Great Depression.
Thought I saw you in the Great Depression. It must have been 37 or 38. Times were tough, but it was a lesson. And how no man really knows his fate. Crops will fail, but we keep our chins up. Working from the day into the nights. Work like hell, no, we never give up. 'Cause no man in this family goes without a fight. The neighbor's wife died last summer. Them's the only ones that get any rest. Those of us alive, we have coal dust on the inside. We try not to get it on our Sunday best. Oh, and farther along, they say we'll understand it. But that don't help me in the here and now. When that bank man comes so underhanded, he get both barrels of my Remington anyhow. I thought I saw you in the Great Depression. Must have been 37 or 38. Times were tough, but it was a lesson. And how no man really knows his fate.
Well, to be honest, I played trombone in marching band in junior high. One day I saw someone playing a guitar, and everybody thought that was a lot cooler. So I got into it because it looked cool. But later on, and I mean probably like 8 or 10 years later, I realized you could actually process and externalize a lot of stuff that was going on inside in a pretty effective way, pretty meaningful way. So that deeper aspect came later, but I wanted to start initially just because it looked cool. You know, I thought I'd be cool playing it. And now I don't even think of myself as a guitar player, because I'm not really that good. I'm more of a songwriter who uses this thing to do as good as he can to get it out there. But during the day, I work for a company that sits me in front of a computer screen for 8 hours, and I stare at spreadsheets and Microsoft Excel. And one day while working, I fell asleep. And that happens every now and then. And I had a vision. An angel took me up to the highest levels of heaven, and this is what I saw. Well, I was listening to old
old-time religion that Parker Millsap sings. And all of a sudden I was having a vision. I was bore up on angels' wings. I was taken through the various layers of the glorious heavenly spheres. And all of a sudden at the topmost level it was music to my ears. An angel took me by the hand and she led me to a bar. We got there about the time John Lennon got out of his antique car. We all went in the bar together. There I saw a sign. Said 3 days and 3 nights only, Woody Guthrie and John Prine. See, in heaven there's a party and everybody's fine. Hank Williams keeps us loaded up on his homemade wine. In heaven there's a party, we wear our best attire. Johnny Cash helps Moses with the ring of holy fire. David Bowie's at a corner table making heroes of us all. George Harrison runs to me and says, tell me, how is Paul? Janis Joplin is hanging out with Jerry Garcia's crowd. That crowd includes all of us, 'cause in heaven we're all allowed. See, in heaven there's a party and everybody's fine. Hank Williams keeps us loaded up on his homemade wine. In heaven there's a party, we wear our best attire. Johnny Cash helps Moses with the ring of holy fire. Now, brothers and sisters, I cannot begin to tell you everything I saw in that heavenly hallucination. But I know I transcended time and space, and we were all there by invitation. And you may be thinking this is too good to be true, but I swear I heard Tom Petty singing Wildflowers, number 2. See, in heaven there's a party and everybody's fine. Hank Williams keeps us loaded up on his homemade wine. In heaven there's a party, we wear our best attire. Johnny Cash helps Moses with a ring of holy fire.
When I was in high school, I just started playing. A friend of mine gave me a gray cassette tape that he'd made, a mixtape of a bunch of Bob Dylan songs. And that was probably the first huge inspirational exposure to acoustic folk type music that I had. It was mostly acoustic songs of Bob Dylan. So Bob Dylan is definitely one of my biggest influences. Shortly after that, John Lennon made a huge impact on me. Not so much even the Beatles at that time, but I had actually stumbled upon some John Lennon tunes where he did his solo stuff after the Beatles, and that was a big influence. And then later on, someone gave me some John Prine, and that was a big influence. So John Prine, John Lennon, Bob Dylan are probably my biggest influences, and they all came to me by way of mixtapes from friends, so I was very fortunate for that. I think I will do Wars and Rumors next. Most songs I write are sad or dark, and this is actually more of a love tune.
Give me something true, something that comes from you. Show me where to start, how to find my way. Give me something real. It's been so long I've forgotten how it feels to love someone, to give it all away. There are wars and rumors of lovers, the things that we do to each other. There are wars, losers They say it's all a game. Well, if so, darling, who's to blame for falling in love, for wanting to stay? It's something I can't lose. My love's a flame and you're the fuse, so let's set it off and get blown away. There are wars and rumors of lovers, the things that we do to each other. There are wars, losers and winners. We started off saints, now we're sinners.
I don't have a roadmap for my music. I want people to hear it, and I hope that if they hear it, they like it, and that it's something of value beyond just what's in my own head. But it would be really cool to have more gigs rather than less gigs, but I don't really have a plan or a roadmap for that. Maybe I need an agent or a manager or something, if you guys are interested. But yeah, call me a Buddhist. I live day to day, moment to moment. I call it absent-minded, but you can call it Buddhist. This next song is called Rich Man's Game. And I went to a high school where the community was mostly quite more affluent than myself. And when you're growing up among economic disparity, it's a little noticeable, and it leaves its mark on you. And I could probably be a bigger person about it, but I'm not. It's called Rich Man's Game.
Well, I grew up in a trailer, went to school with lawyers' kids. Didn't hate you for being an asshole, hated you for being rich. We had 3 cars in the driveway, one drove like a charm. We used the other 2 for spare parts, and I pray the muffler stayed on. It's a shame playing a rich man's game, ain't got no money to my name, don't gotta sign it anyway. Well, the rich folk lived above me, and that's not a metaphor. I literally lived down in a holler, and I could see him up from my front porch. One summer I needed a new guitar, so Daddy worked overtime, spending all his hard-earned money so I could practice keeping time. It's a shame playing a rich man's game, ain't got no money to my name, don't gotta sign it anyway. My friend's dad was a doctor, they lived in the nice part of town. His mom was preoccupied with soccer, she used gin to keep her mood pills down. They had a big pool table, guest rooms, and a big TV. You could fit one of my trailers in there next to another 3. It's a shame playing a rich man's game, ain't got no money to my name, don't gotta sign it anyway. Well, it's hard to not feel different from the condescending, compassionate few who were born with better bootstraps and stronger arms than you. Oh, now that I'm all grown up, living and probably dying in a trailer still, I know at least my kids will be happy to not have to fight over Daddy's will. It's a shame playing a rich man's game, ain't got no money to my name, don't gotta sign it anyway. Alright. In the end, I guess rich folks, they got problems of their own, like choosing which side of the plate to put their salad fork on, and whether that salad fork is gonna be made out of ivory or exotic turtle bone. Times are hard for all of us, I guess, and it's a shame always playing a rich man's game, ain't got no money to my name, don't gotta sign it anyway.
What I do is usually I start feeling bitter and depressed about something, and try to work that out in a way that rhymes. Typically, it's an idea first, like Shades of Blue. You get an idea that life is really bad sometimes, and so people call that the blues, and so that life is basically a bunch of different shades of blue. So that idea came first, and then I got to thinking about how all the everything in that song is true. So all these things that have happened to my friends and my family, are these different shades of blue that people have had to go through. So kind of a core idea, and then I kind of build lyrically around that, and then I try to figure out what chords don't sound bad to put it to. So that's basically it. Always do what you want to do, and always make sure that what's coming out of you is authentic and that you mean every bit of it. And I think if you do that, you've got to find the satisfaction in that, and then you'll never really be unhappy with what you do, no matter where you are. Any other kind of goal outside of yourself, I think, just leads to dissatisfaction. This song's called Shades of Blue. Well, sometimes I feel like life is one big joke. A friend of mine got lung cancer. He didn't even smoke. And my Aunt Dorothy smoked like a freight train. She bought 6 cartons with every check. She died when she was 97. She got in a car wreck. And my buddy Jesse, well, he died in his prime. He took the wrong pill with the wrong drink at the wrong time. And he was a good kid at heart, and he probably would have straightened out if he had just a little more time to figure out what life was all about. There's always an unexpected happenstance or two. It isn't what you make of it, it's what it makes of you. Sometimes it is a work of art so beautiful and true. Other times life draws the lines in different shades of blue. My dad died some years back. He never got to meet my baby girls, and I know he would have loved them. Yeah, they'd been his whole world. And I know some mean old bastards, they're still alive and kicking to this day. And that makes me kind of bitter. I don't know what else to say. And people say, well, James, you should take the high road. Well, brother, life's a muddy ditch, and the high road is way up yonder. Getting there's a bitch. So maybe there's a reason for why all this trouble goes down. But maybe one day all my grievances will just be ashes on the ground. There's always an unexpected happenstance or two. It's never what you make of it, it's what it makes of you. Sometimes it is a work of art so beautiful and true. Other times life draws the lines in different shades of blue. Thank you.